Anybody online? Check the audio. Is the audio okay? Good afternoon to everybody. Just a minute. Okay. Mr. Jolly, audio no co. Just tricky. It's been a while, and I wanted to we have a press conference coming up, quite a very important press conference. Um, um, like a pre-establishing of the press conference. Trying to create waves and discuss some very fundamental and basic historical issues to our viewers. So anybody in the house, just say hi and share the video so that other persons can participate in this very interesting segment of today's live video. So, all my audio is good. Please, anybody in the house, confirm if my audio is good. Okay. Oh, I say jolly. Madam Joy in Nabulele Osagiobai. That's a good name. Very fine name. Osagiobai. That's a very good name. Very good name. Okay. Hi. Owo Shege John. Wow, book here. Okay, my audio is perfect. Thank you, Edo Connect Island. Edo Connect Island. The segment of today's discussion is very exciting because modern trends of Benin wannabes are imada ni dwamu hage doria beckons on this aspect of our history, beckons on this particular aspect of our history, the Benin Ife controversy. The Benin Ife controversy. That's what they beckon so much on. So today, we'll be holding a very strong press conference next week, Saturday, on the 16th. And we're going to be inviting academic scholars from all walks of life to participate in that press conference. Want to be able to use the press conference to address specific issues that affects us as a people. Very specific issues that affect us as a people. So it is very, very fundamental that we participate in this program so as to carry, so as for us to get accustomed to that part of our history. Very fundamental, very fundamental, very, very fundamental aspect of our history. Very, very fundamental aspect of our history. So I'll give a grace of about 5 to 10 minutes. I'll give a grace of about 5 to 10 minutes so as to allow other persons come in, participate, because today's program is quite very interesting. Quite very interesting. So participants and viewers could pile up questions that pertains to Benin-Ife relationship that has been asked, and I am confident that I will be able to provide answers to some of these questions, particularly Benin-Ife controversy. So that's what we're going to be dwelling in most. We're going to be dwelling in mostly on the connection between the Benin and the Yoruba people. Ditto, what you call the Ife people. Just a minute. Okay. I was looking for something. I'm opening the live broadcast. If you want to participate in cause of it, you can call through the line and so that you can participate. It's open for anybody to call in and participate and talk more. This very subject matter is very foundational. Even not heke, oha, no kakabo, luye na, imanima ohedo, se, loya ekbali mani viedo, and oheke egese nenia, na ya voewa, ni viedo, kakabodu he, nune, ohani ya diri. Deva seva ave mukpari ge emini mani bu kayate ni no ha oye no do kan wi yo ba wi edu eni me hayata emini bun duri egbe ma ye no mai we gbegbe na udabe irima ijima iya kakabo we do tb na yi hen ye research na kakabodu TB yo ya ge TB yo ya na do we iho so ave mi so ni bo ave vi yo ba ka vie viole o ya toge mi no ma sunu ana wo sunu na do ya mi u yogi ma odu are ototo ge u yoge ivi yo ba so ana do beso na gben e no mai be gbegbe wa be ni red book ebebun na ni we do igben e no mai gbegbe na no do vemi so wa na mo dege so press conference ma over uzola no de uzola now no de ma die egeni ya tami wiagmo oha no do kan wi fe wi edu ye no ya gele dire kini mani wi edu ya ho ye ni mani wi edu ma wi mo wi ho bin ma ya tama wi agbo no ha ni gele ya be do dire so aleva seva obe kakabo do nini mi kakabo we do lame ho na be ma ya oha yin ohandwa no dwa temi no kan no me bag the press conference vedere so bokpano ina o heke ni we do we tamuwa ave followers na ave fans in that if we get egbe asunu tedo ozola no de na agbo ya ye no do ko bokugbe na ya ye no do we mi no heke now because as a matter of fact we're looking at these things from perspectives of from shallow-minded perspectives. We will not be able to, as a matter of fact, be able to take our pain to reveal the the essence of the true history. There are emerging scientific and academic discovery as regards the Benin Ife relationship. We, the Edo people, are sworn to shine more light in. In recent times, our history have not really been too propagated beyond what it ought to be. The propagation of Benin history has been more enhanced by outsiders than the indigenous. So we took it firmly as a sole responsibilities on our shoulders to find feasible ways to fix some of the lies that have been propagated against our history. It is more sacrosanct. Most times when I come out and defend our history, I did a video. I don't know whether a whole lot of you have seen that video. I think it was my recent video. It was Ugiso versus the Oba. I try to explain the concept of the Ogisos and the Oba, bringing facts to explain that the word Ogiso and the word Oba means the same thing. Means practically the same thing. So at this, let us leverage on some of these things. The work that we have put into revamping our history from the perspective of we, the indigenes of Benin Kingdom, in the past 3 years, is almost surmounting whatever work that has been put in place for the past 50 years by other Edo people. It seems like about 50 to 70 years, the Benin just completely slept off. Between almost 1897 to about 1997, almost about 100 years. Amami Viedo no ladia. Amamu bomi Viedo ni ladia. Dunya gile kakabo do bina. Do simu seredo. Not physical fight. The wars that are being fought today are intellectual wars. So basically, like I said, I'm sure a lot of persons were smiling and yeah, I was just even need in my show where it might be said but igwa with nanedo se my show ni gieme igwa zedo de va se va iwe ya ludem there is no excuse that I would give. I would justify not saying in IZ because I do na era won we do iye won we do I do na bia I do na won there might have been few years I spent outside Edo. That was about 5 years. Ife na school. I think that was about the only time in my life I ever left Benin. So there are no excuses why I don't speak Benin. So, and I'm saying I do speak. Yeah, nah. All right. Basically, basically, let's start. While it is important to talk about this part of the Benin history, it is very important. So you viewers, you're free to call in, you're free to call through. Viewers, you're free to call through, invite other people to join so that this particular part of history can be talked about, so that we can iron sharpen iron, so that we can learn. And so basically, let's do it this way. Let's do it this way. I don't want to overstress myself while telling this part of the Benin history. The first and foremost accusation that the Yorubas have accused, some of the things that the Yorubas have said, one of which is very foundational and we must address it. I was with my mentor a few hours ago, Mr. Oba Ewuare. He told me, Mr. Egbe, I believe this is like the very first time you're participating in my program. Oba Ewuare, Obokia, Kakabok Bomewe, you Nuze, Oheke, Naria Dogwan. But Ohage do Evie do Bakeka Awena Benin is a global brand. Benin history is studied all over the world. There are people who are certified professors of Benin history. They are PhD holders in Benin history. Studied not just within the confines of Nigeria universities or African institutions, as well as in Europe and in America. So when I do my videos, most times I give a leverage of speaking English. But because even so now, one of the problem that was discovered that affected us as a people was secrecy. While we're keeping our history, we're keeping our traditional, our cultural values from world study. Other tribes, neighboring tribes, most especially the Yorubas, were feeding the world views with lies. Now, what we are now trying to do as a people is now to cry out historically that enough is enough. So, by such on the study, I deem it fit that it is my greatest intention to be able to take my classes a bit stronger and further in the upcoming year. So, and I assure you that when we now have a bigger forum to discuss Benin history, I will guarantee that there will be a Benin interpreter or a Benin translator. I speak English. There's someone who interprets in Benin. So, because of that, it's very foundational for you to give me the leverage of speaking English for my programs. Not because it's Zimbabwe, Izoduwa, Oba Ewuare. When so is a Zimbabwe neighbor do we hook him. The only language that cannot build me. So when I born I am so it says ya hook or a hook maybe dodge me like do me I like do na won e bo wa be hook him. So e do be hook him maybe liable. So you know my brother. Why get good? Like as I was about to start there talking basically on this historical class. Like I said, before I start properly, share the video, invite people to join. It's very important. I know Benins are not interested in what enlightens them. I've known that for years. They're not interested in what enlightens them. They are only interested in controversies. Dete iyo samede ona the poesy ero samede evae Bonnie, these are the only things that fly very well. And these are discussions that appeals to us. And that is why we are still like this. Because we take more time we are more interested in trivial issues than important issues. I can't come online and be discussing irrelevant issues. Certainly I don't. I can't come online and discuss irrelevant issues. I'm not meant for that. When I come online, I have a message to pass across. So we should learn as a people to start screening what will elevate us as a people and what will not elevate us as a people. And these are things that I try to do my program in a way that it's not just meant for you alone, it's meant for your family. You, your wife, and your children can also participate. You can call through and ask questions, and I'm sure I'm willing, by God's grace and our ancestors, to be able to provide answers to some of these things that I know. Some that I don't know or I'm not sure of, I will not tell you the answer. If I'm not sure of any question that you've asked, I'm not going to give you the answer. It's not in my place to lead people amiss. Instead, I will tell you that in other subsequent class, I will make a research or to personally private chat me so that I can go do research about that question that you've asked, so I was able to give you correct answer as it is. So when you come for my program, you're coming for a program with an assurance that you're going to be getting history that is genuine, history that is real, history that when you compare with other histories, you would have discovered that it is the summation of most of the histories out there by different historians that I'm giving. So there is no one single book that gives that has given me this historical knowledge, but it's an accumulation of several Benin books. And I should have been able to discover that onona matter wo even anano sunu na magba women e do to high like one have to hedonia uvien ha alata uvien ha uvien ha alata. But as a matter of fact, ma only do money yorin I took her do it. Only mama about kaima. But mana ni we took her do. My uvin ha alata. So uvin ha ni on the same subject matter. Yeah, ha. I now know that the one that is logically plausible, and that is the one I logically, my mind will at all times tell me to present to the viewers. But those ones that are being shredded in mysteries, I try not to just talk about them. So as in trying to educate our minds, I don't get our minds more confused. All right. I actually understand Benin language. So, the Benin Ife controversy. Let's analyze it. The first thing that the Yoruba have said is that the heads of the Obas of Benin were being buried in Ife, a place they call Orun Oba Ado. Orun Oba Ado. That is like the fulcrum of their argument. That is the fulcrum of their argument, that the heads of the Obas of Benin were being buried in Ile-Ife. So today I'm going to be giving you evidence and facts why that is not true. So when I have debunked those fallacies with facts, only a bit close, the viewers should be energized to counter them. Any Yoruba who propagate such lies, according to them, that every heads of the Obas of Benin were being buried till the year 1914. Till the year 1914. So that means from Oba Oromiyan down to Oba Vorame, Nogbaisi. Every head of every Obas of Benin will be buried in Ile-Ife. As a lawyer, or those guys that used to speak vivid English, they will say capital rejectamenta. That is, I completely reject it. That is not true. Now, the most annoying aspect of the whole saga is not that because the Yorubas have lied. That is not even what gets me annoyed in this whole matter. It is because the Benin people had refused to speak against it. That is what sort of annoys me in this matter. And these Benin people that have refused to speak against it knows that what the Yoruba said is not true. But because I came here, me no logiviedo. All the be mafia I don't want. I came here me that if you bad time, what you are I can a better about my and all that. Wait, come out. When you are so about baby, your bar, baby, if you're a slave anything, you know. No, the world has gone beyond that archaic way of resolution of matters. when people says that when someone comes publicly and say that you are stupid, it is only also wise for you to come out publicly and say that I am not stupid. So this I don't care attitude of about 100 years is what some of us has put on our head, on our shoulders, to be able to correct. So we have not just a mandate, we have a mandate leveraged on the lackadaisical attitudes of our ancestors for over 100 years. So it is not going to be a quick fix. It is going to be a consistent, persistent clamoring until the world sees that our higher Yoruba ben no kind do. Oh yeah. I'm about to. No. Sometimes silence is not better. In this case, silence is outrageously stupid. This is not a bit toloma. This is about your dignity. This is about your pride. Or one ladian publicly, or we are lower on here. Someone came out publicly and accused you that you want to sleep with another man's wife. And you are coming up publicly to say silence is the best answer. At times, silence could mean agreeing that you have agreed to what you have been accused of. Not all times they are not all issues you are silent over. If your wife is ranting in the house, you can be silent. Those are trivial home issues. But we are talking about issues that borders on the very existence, the sanctity, the of your history. These are issues that you and I should not take lightly. These are issues that you and I should fight with our very last blood. These are foundational issues. And we will address it today. We'll address it in our upcoming press conference. We'll address it next 2 months. We'll address it next 3 months. We'll address it next 10 months. We'll address, we want to keep addressing it consistently. On TV, you bagged your boy in my country. Please share and invite your friends. Okay. So, TV, you bagged your boy in my country. These are foundational issues that we must trash that. The Yoruba came out and said that every Obas of Benin were being buried. The heads of every Obas of Benin were being buried in a place they called Orun Oba Ado. Orun Oba Ado. That's what they said. It is in every book. When you argue with some knowledgeable Yorubas, they will tell you that Yoruba, are you aware that the Oba of Benin's head were being buried in Ile-Ife? And majority of you will believe. The reason is because you don't know. They spend time when a Yoruba man gives birth to a son and he's telling the son about the history of the Yoruba people. The first thing he's going to tell the son is that all the Benin Obas came from Yoruba land. To them is a big deal. To us is not a big deal. And to be frank and sincere, it's actually a very big deal. Otherwise, if we don't nip it at this very bud, a time will come, which certainly it will, if we don't change the narration, that your children will agree to be subservient to the Yoruba people. A time will come where your children's children might rebel. Some are already rebelling against the palace of the Oba of Benin, because they will feel or think that it is true that the Obas of Benin came from the Yoruba land. So that is what propaganda and fallacy does to a people. So we as a people must nip it at the bud. Last year, April, Oba Ewuare II Ogidigan paid a visit, a post-coronation visit to the Ooni of Ife. I was there. I went there. I went there a day earlier. Don't forget, I schooled at Ife. I know those people. So I went there a day earlier. We put the biggest banner waiting for the Oba. So Ife was shut down. And when you ask every Ife, sons and daughters, on the street of who is coming, they'll say their son is coming. So that means to them, the Oba of Benin is a Yoruba man. That lie is imbued in the very spirit soul of every Ife man and woman. Eventually, Oba came around about 2 p.m. I recorded everything. I wrote a book about it. I saw everything that happened. Only for me to read on Guardian newspapers, some of these newspapers controlled by the Yoruba people. And I also saw in channels, the channels broadcasted something live. A channel that is owned by an Edo man, an Edo not man, broadcasted that Oba of Benin accompanied the Ooni of Ife into Orun Oba Ado. We had chiefs, we had BTC secretaries, prominent Edo persons that went on that trip. They all saw those news. None of them ever deemed it fit that to us, in the next 50 years, it is a video documentary that they must beckon on. That when it was reported that Oba Ewuare II accompanied Ooni to where the heads of the past Obas were being buried in Ife. I told my mentor, Mr. Ikorigo Baba Ewuare, I will proof the chronicle of everything that happened that day on paper. I actually put it on paper, 6 pages of everything that actually happened. How Oba sent Chief Olia and one other chief to accompany the chief priest Nyati Ooni of Ife into wherever, and the Oba never stood, he never came down from his beautiful Rolls Royce. And now the Yoruba are propagating that the Oba of Benin accompanied the Ooni into the Orun Oba Ado. I wrote all these things, compiled it beautiful. But the problem was, we needed to put it in the same national daily newspapers that to counter the lies being spread on some of these Yoruba owned papers. Then we started looking for our elites, the House of Assembly, the House of Rep, the senators, to bring a common 300,000 or 350,000 to put it on a newspaper. What anybody can never hold me responsible in the last 3 years that I've been trying, to resuscitate the history of Benin, is that I had asked anybody to give me money to spend on myself. Every single plead for financial support that I and my group, or my group and I, have asked for is to put a message across to people so that the younger generations in the future could listen to. So along the line, none of the Edo persons brought money for we to put it on a national daily newspaper. But instead, we now have to put it on social media. I was compelled to put it on Facebook. Government 350,000, 300,000, 250,000. I am being a newspaper. But these are something that these people spend daily. That this is what really transpired. The worry na ya mwe Benin. But if it was a burial ceremony, if it was birthday, frivolous activities, trivial matters, so I have completely, as a person, lost hope in our elites. When I want to do anything, our press conference we are holding next week, Saturday, we are holding that press conference without any support of our elites. They say ITV, BS, or AIT, we had to cover it. That will be our 4th press conference in the space of 1 year. No organization in the past 50 years or 100 years of Edo State, a social cultural organization, have been able to put 4 press conferences addressing 4 different issues. When Nnamdi Kanu last year was cutting some part of Edo, part of Delta, and all, we addressed it in a press conference dated November 5, 2018. We did another press conference January 14th, and when the whole Ogame issue were ravaging with their useless ideas, we did another press conference April 14th. Then this is our 4th press conference. So press conferences are meant to challenge historical fallacies that beckons on the true existence of the people. And that's why it is very foundational that by next week Saturday we're going to be addressing these issues. And some of these issues that I'm trying to give an IQ so that people can. I've told people that what interests me most is that if our people are not financially buoyant enough to support the cause of the reviving of our kingdom, it's okay. But when you see structured ideas on reviving, share those videos. Okay, share video. There's a video that is ravaging Facebook on Manoka. Someone that confessed to witchcraft. Those are the only things that interest us as a people. We should go beyond so trivial. So let me not get distracted. The Yoruba press is structured in a way to suppress the history of our people. It is only most fundamentally important that we must also structure our minds to counter them with superior facts, not insults. The last video I appeared, I said, there are no rooms to insult ourselves over things. The press conference is going to be devoid of insults. We are just going to tell them the truth and tell them that Yoruba is Yoruba, Edo is Edo. When you're discussing Yoruba matters, we don't have, Oba Benin or Edo people does not have any similarities in all ramifications with the Yoruba. Take Edo matter from your lips. While Edo are also discussing, we don't usually discuss about them though. So having minority Mahi, you hardly see any Yoruba person come online to talk history without having to mention the history of the Edo people. Having minority Mahi, then they should allow the minority like Edo people face their own minority business. This is what we want to beg them for. But we'll tell them the truth first too, that massive Izoduwa. So they may Rome controlled 2/3 of the entire world. The Roman Empire controlled almost more than half of the entire world. More than half of the entire world. But Rome is a smaller city than even Benin today. So whatever size that we are today does not change the fact that at one point in history, all these people that are now running the mart were one way or the other subservient to us. These are some of the foundational issues that we want to address with the press conference. Our size, present size, does not in any way connote past greatness. So, they said Obas of Benin were being buried in a place called Oba Ewuare. Now, the first foundational question as a learned Benin man that you must ask them, the Yoruba calls Edo Ado. The Yoruba calls Edo Ado, and they said the place where the heads of the Obas were being buried is Oru Oba Ado. That means the word Edo came into existence during Oba Ewuare the first. All this stuff, my brother. Let me correct you there. I need to correct you there, Nina. Sorry, call is coming through. I'll correct you there, Nina, Madam Nina. Agagyoba. I did online, so I know if you take call from there. Where are you? I did office now. Bring them. So Agagyoba, well-trained Benin son. Yes, in other clients of society, it is expected that all this talk I should be paid for. But few things you must understand. First, I'm not doing all this talk for me to be paid by anybody. The only thing I've ever clamored for is that anything I so wish to do, you go to different Benin YouTube channels that propagate history, Nebo TV and some other Benin channels that propagate Benin history. I narrate history for them for free. I don't collect whatever they use it to make money. I'm not, people tells me all the time that you can't wait, that with all the knowledge that I have about Benin history would have been fetching me good money. I say, cost be unto me if all this knowledge that I have was meant to collect money. And I say this with all sincerity. What I said this 3 years ago. I said this 2 years ago. I said this last year. I'm saying this again this year. Next year, if you see come online, probably November next year, I say we'll come out and say the same thing. That whatever my knowledge about Benin history is so that I can be able to tell you, Nina or more Choma, so that you can tell your children. Alpha, are they online? Okay, now be this happy. While a business man, please, I need to do some C of one so sorry.
I think I'm not class for anything.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm going to show.
Okay. Many have you said. I'm going to Bazakba. Go. This Izoduwa Dominic, you don't see come again. You're too troublesome. I didn't say. I said at one point in history. One point in history. I didn't say recently. Lao Ewuare. I said at one point in history, Rome controlled not half, more than half. More than half. Like 2/3. At one point in history, English. I've been in Izoduwa. So like how, okay, they said I shouldn't be distracted. So I'm not expecting the Oba of Benin to pay me. I'm not expecting anybody to pay me. I'm just saying that if you can't see me say do, that there should be people who take responsibilities for some of these basic things that Nihaya Simosere do. I work. I'm a hardworking person, so I'm not expecting to make money from my historical ideas or knowledge. You know, in no book, or the amen. And so I'll keep it that way. So, like I was saying, they propagated that. They propagated that the heads of the Obas, were being buried in Ife. And they called that place Oru Oba Ado. And they said that right from Oromia down to Oba Ewuare, that is number 1 Oba, which is Oromia, to number 30. Let me count. This one is the 40th, 39, 38, 37. So from number 1 Oba to number 36 Oba, their heads were being buried in Ife. That's what the Yoruba said. First error for that is this. They call that place Oru Oba Ado. Ado is a word, the Yoruba way of saying Edo. Many mati Edo na Yoruba yanti my do Ado yanti my. So the word Edo was only introduced by Oba Ewuare the first. So Oba Ewuare the first is the 13th Oba of Benin. So that is from number 1 to number 12. When they were the Obas of Benin, the land was not called Edo. It was Ubini or Igodomigodo. Everybody knows that story. So that is error number 1. And they said that every Oba of Benin will be buried from number 1 to number 36. Were being buried in a place called Oru Oba Ado. Where did they get the word Ado from? I don't know whether you people understand the gist. Because the word Ado was introduced by Oba Ewuare the first, who is the 13th Oba of Benin. Point number 1. So that means that story was conjured, was contorted. Okay, was contorted, was conjured, was contorted, was distorted by the Yoruba. That's point number 1. All right. Then point number 2. I'm giving you facts. This, see, when I tell people this, that you know say ni my soul ni I will get some of those misguided Ogiamian people and their supporters, why I don't longer exchange words with them. I tell them, I have begged them, you know, we allow any of their brightest amongst their and all that, the brightest amongst them, knowing you know him based or when. Let he or she tell me when and where. Let's have a live debate. Only a do to Tanita. Say what you have to say. Say what the whole Yeah, my Facebook, maybe my Facebook. It's no longer paying because at the end of the day, people will still think the way they want to think. But if we're in the same panel by neutral persons, knowledgeable historians, and another total guan, yena guan, I don't know temata. So that is the basis of my beliefs. That is the basis of my beliefs. So I am not saying even if you're a Yoruba or you're not a Yoruba, listen. What I'm to beg you for is to listen with an open mind. And let me tell you why some of these things are not correct. We're conjured. Are not true. So I've just given you fact number one. They called that place Oru Oba Ado, and they said every Oba of Benin from number 1 to number 36 were being buried there. And the word Ado as a word was introduced into the vocabulary as our land was introduced as the official name of our land by Oba Ewuare the first. And Oba Ewuare the first, chronologically, is the 13th Oba of Benin. So that means the word Ado started from Oba Ewuare the first. So, and the Yoruba said that every Oba of Benin, right from Oromia down to Eweka, or Ovorame, were all buried in Ife, and the place they were buried is Oba Ado. And at the time when Ewedo, Waifiokun, the likes of Urubiru, Ezoti, no, not Ezoti. Ezoti is the son of all the Obas before Ewuare. At the time they were the kings in Benin, the land was not called Edo or Ado. So, this is first point number one that we must hold as our historical shed. One. I hope we are feeling it. If you don't still understand that point number one, let me recap. I tell you, if you want to call through, you can call in so that we can make it very interactive. That's point number one. Point number two, they said every Oba of Benin from Oba Ewuare down to Oba Ewuare Nogbaisi. That's not true, because in Benin history, 5 Obas were not buried in Benin. 5. No, let's just say 6. Obviously, Oromiyan was not buried. How you doing? Obviously, Oromiyan was not buried in Benin. It seems Oromiyan, at the end of the day, when I'm done with this lecture, Oromiyan is the only Oba of Benin that was buried in Ife. Every other Oba of Benin were all buried in Benin. At the end of the lecture, you will not deduce it. Now, in Benin, outside Oromiyan, there are 5 Obas that were not buried in Ogbe. I'm going to list them. Number 1, Oba Ewuare the first. Oba Ewuare the first. You can call through Fred Oduwa Samuel. I think there's a way you can call through this program. So there's a way you can call through this program, and you just be in one of the side, in one of the corner. So the first, they said every Oba from, look at what they said. They said every Oba from Oromia down to 1914, where their heads were buried in Ife. All right, that's what they said. That is 36 heads of Obas were buried in Ife. That's what the Yoruba said. I did not say that. So, now, and Edo ya bitan. It might date him where I will be your mind and the why is Sayon know that I go back your be. It might date to a hintani. I don't know whether I have opened it. I think you should try again. I don't know how it works. Ometakpa bedo. I don't know who knows that itan. I go above your bay. Do you know how that parable come from? Not where. Where is deeper than sleep. That means nobody is buried in the Ogbe soil other than the Oba of Benin. There are 37 exceptions to that law. There are 37. I want to prove it. 37. Odogbo in the time of Oba Ewuare. The time of Ewuare, that told the Oba that yenga wu amosu bury yen yife, amosu bury yen yogbe. One way or the other, he was able to do it. He started sinking, and Amaye, the corpse now disappeared. And eventually, Amaye nowhere, but he was buried. That was number one person that has been interned in Ogbe. Now, during when we lost our sovereignty to the British, about 36 British people were buried in the back of Central Hospital, a great side of Yanyera. That is 36 white people plus only one Benin man, Nedoyen Odogbo, that was buried in Ogbe. So, till date, ask if you are from Ogbe. Nobody is being buried in Ogbe soil other than the Oba of Benin. So, I don't know, but I go above Ogbe. Now, but there were 5 exceptions. 5 of the Oba that were not buried in Ogbe soil. 5. So, don't forget, the Yoruba said from number 1 to number 36 Oba, that is Oba of Orami, were all buried. Their heads were being buried in Ife. Number 1 Oba that was not buried in Ogbe soil, Oba Ewuare the first. Before he died, he put a law. I bury where iye no burying of what his maternal grandfather also. Can't really remember, but I think his maternal grand something. Woni ate AC ESSI wagbera upper siloko ana seboni AC ate AC ESSI Oba Ewuare the first left that law. Wu I bury where that is maternal grandfather also. His grave side yard is still there. The grave site is still there till date. Izoduwa, listen so that you are not completely ignorant of truth. So you listen so that you can learn if what they are saying is true. You listen to one side, you listen to the other side. I know you already have a premeditated hatred for the Benin people, but however, an educated person will listen to both sides of the story. So, Oba Ewuare the first is interned in AC till date. His grave site is still there. The second exception is a Hengbuda Nobo on his way to Eko. His ship drowned. I told you, a man so it evaporate. Me say do the nigga Elisha be Elijah. Our just on our vanish so. But we believe in the during Igbo is called Olodo dance. Olodo dance helps the Benin to understand what really transpired, how the chief Okonolai on his way to Eko to Lagos, how it capsized. How it capsized. Greetings, my brother advisor Ninja. How it capsized. All right. So that is exception number 2. Exception number 3. Oba Ewuare. Oba Ewuare. Oba Ewuare. Oba Ewuare was so greedy. That the Benins had to deceive him out of Benin Kingdom to his maternal village, Igosa, where he eventually died and was buried. So the lineage of that Oba Ewuare, there's a lineage in Igosa community. Igosa community is just after my community. They are the priests of Ezigbaron. Igbaron River, it's what people now call Jamisi on Igbaron. They are the priests of Igbaron River. Because of his high parsimony, the Benin chiefs deceived him out. He died in Igosha. I was buried. The last one, okay, I actually said 5 of them. No, it's not 5, it's 4 of them that was not buried in Ogbe soil. The last one was Oba Ewuare Menogbaisi. Oba Ewuare Menogbaisi, that was deposed to Calabar, died there. I was buried there. The grave site is still there. In one of these lectures, I will show you the grave site. How I snapped it recently. It's still there to date. You want a guy there? You want why get it? So these are the only 4 exceptions to the law that I go back you be. So the Benin knows where their Obas were being buried, and no number were buried headless. So where did the Yoruba now said Aru Oba Ado is a place for the burial ground of the Obas of Benin? This is a point. Point number 3. I can we know where all our Obas have been interned, and certainly Ife is not part of it. Number 3, for those who don't believe in oral accounts, that okay, this is Benin version, make we listen to Yoruba version. Let me give you point number 3. This point number 3 is scientific. The Benin school have gone and bribed a French archaeologist called Leo Febanos, who excavated at about the time Conan Graham did archaeological excavation in Benin City. Another French archaeologist called Leo Febanos also did an archaeological excavation in Ife. And one of the first place he did his archaeological excavation is at that place the Yorubas call Orun Oba Ado. That same place. And guess what? You know what he discovered there? It can have a better woman when you excavate it. Aren't you supposed to see skull? But he didn't see anything that is human. You only saw mutton, broken pots dated 4th to 5th century. And don't forget, the Benin-Ife relationship started in about 10th century. So what Leo Febanos saw there were all less than 10th century. Some were dated 9th century, some were dated 8th century, some were dated 5th century. So that is a scientific excavation, not done by a Benin man now. It was done by a French archaeologist. Okay? was done by a French archaeologist, and what was discovered there was mortar materials, broken materials that is dated back to centuries before even the Benin ever had anything to do with Ife. So I've given 3 fundamental facts that justify the fact that Ori Enyata Baba Bero Unwoba here. And again, you ask, how, if you are trekking, estimated, as scientists, we have to start thinking like scientists. If you are to trek in a dense rainforest, like the way Edo was, we are talking about 800 years ago, 700 years ago, it will take you an average of about 7 to 10 weeks for you to trek from Benin to Ife. How were the heads of these kings, purported kings, if you Oba Ewuare buried here Ife, how were the heads preserved? As at that time, there were no efficient way of preservation of human body parts. These are scientific questions that must be answered scientifically. Magi Biekania, I anota. But I don't want to give you all the facts, all of the facts today, because the press conference is wrong. So by Saturday, I'm going to where my historical life started, Institute for Benin Studies, to spend 3 days there to dig out more facts. But we're going to be giving facts. We're not going to be talking nonsense. We're not going to be saying, Ife people are stupid, Ife people are mad. We're just going to be bringing facts, verifiable anywhere you want to take those facts. It's all about facts, and that's exactly what we want to do with the press conference. You understand? So I will help you to share your life story. No, the only issue I have with all these people, all this Ogiamie, whatever they call this Robinson Joe, the only problem I have with you people is that to even write common English, you know, will feel right. Is that how you want to defend your knowledge? What be lay story? Like I take men and I remember respect themselves. That's the common issues. Why is it that the only people supporting those set of Facebook wannabes, they are the most uneducated, the most uncivilized, the most most of them doesn't even have KG1 results. They are the worst set of Benin people, frustrated set of Benin people. Have you ever seen any academician coming online to support these people? No, you don't see any of this person. Have you ever seen any educated, enlightened persons coming to support this? They don't. Why is it that having money kwankman never do ni frustrating ne na bongi awa phone or you support other guys and even their front runner or say boy boje na samuru by stove, all I get as a B. Why is it that the educated Benin people are not kicking against the Caladeran story, but the most uneducated, the most uncivilized? So that should tell you, some of you, that doesn't really know my honey, that should tell you that the most uncivilized, uneducated people can then you don't see on another school here we are defending error. That should tell you that there's something wrong somewhere. No. I'm always saying that there are reason of connections. There are reason of connections. I'm just saying, Esther Didi Lewis, there are reason of connections. There are connections between Yorubas and Benins. And we're going to establish the connection. It's Oduduwa. They try to make you believe it's Oromia. Oromia is not a connection between the Edo and the Ife people, or the Benin and the Ife people. The connection between the Benin and the Ife people is Oduduwa. It's not Oromia. So that's why you see, it's a common fact. You don't talk about a son and not talk about his father. See, it's a common sense. The Yorubas are trying to tell us. They are trying to keep hammering on Oromia. You cannot talk about a son's history and not talk about his father or his grandfather's history. The Yorubas have come out to tell the Benin people that Oromia, they gave us Oromia, or that Oromia conquered the Benin people. Whichever way, because every history about them tends to have two sides. They don't have a straightforward history. Just like Oduduwa, you see that it fell from sky, it came from Mecca. That Oduduwa came from the sky. Oduduwa came from the sky. Oduduwa came from Mecca. Oduduwa is the son of Lamurudu. They tend to have different side of story, different history for one person. Now, there are no straightforward. Benin only have one history for a Kaladeran. One. Okbaeno. Ohakba. Edome. Nayate. Mini Kaladeran ya de. Ohagi Kaladeran. Okbaeno. But Ohago Duduwa. Eha eneno. Oworomia. Eva or ehano. So, it gives room to challenge the authenticity of their history, because it is not always one-sided, or it is not always unilateral historical narration, but always bilateral or even multilateral. So for those who feel that Oromia was the grandson of Oduduwa, some also feel that Oromia was the son of Oduduwa. So Yorubanya were confusing man historically. So assuming Oromia was the grandson, son, assuming that Oromia is the son of Oduduwa. The Yorubas at all times want us to feel that Oromia is the most important factor as a connection between the Benins and the Yorubas. No. The most important factor is Oduduwa. You don't talk about the history of the son, I don't talk about the history of the father. They said that at one point in time, Benin had no king. And when Benin had no king, they decided to send a king to rule over us. And the king came and started killing people, Oromia now. Killing people, and he now forced himself as a king. Anyway, I'm going to fight that now. Another story, another version says that there was a time Benin people had no king, or Igodomingodo had no king. So the elders of Igodomingodo went to Ife to ask them for a king. Abi? To ask them for a king. To ask them for a king. But the point is, Bella Essay. Stop la. What young banana to yourself, because we already know the truth. Okay, you that already know the truth, clap for yourself. Bella Essay. Now that you know the truth, can we not have peace on my platform? All right. No. Your opinion. Sorry, call came true. Your opinion can't, but please don't insult anybody here. Please don't insult anybody. Sorry, the king did not have family. So don't insult anybody because I can actually block you if I want to, but let them speak their opinion. Well, I don't have time blocking anybody. Your opinion can't. But the point is this. The point is this. The point is this. When how am I going to put it? There are divergent views. They make us feel Patosa. I'm not in prison at Patosa. Like I keep saying. Why is it that the worst set of Benin people are the ones supporting this Yaogi? I mean, look at this one. I'm not in prison. You are supposed. I'm not in prison. I'm not in prison, Lao. He said, what about up? He said, I was about to. What was I supposed to say? Yeah, I wasn't distracted. It was just funny. Say the story you're saying is fake, but I like you in prison. Okay. Now, every single story that the Yorubas tells us is in two folds. They said he brought war. He brought war, and he brought war to fight the Edo people. That's number one. Secondly, that we went to request for a king from them. Beautiful, beautiful. Two sides of the story. But the foundational thing that we should know is that you don't talk about the history of a son. I don't talk about his father. The relationship between the Benins and the Yorubas is Izoduwa, not Oromia. And the Yorubas are trying to cut Izoduwa off. I don't talk about Oromia. Then if you those zose, I will get me a kete gade. So if you do maga, I one of the family of Gamia people there. And I war yeah, if Yadio Wenry, we're making a way going. Even in communal settings, they do. We're making a view going to doing Adodio or Kaivo or John Way or Inugi. We're not even talking about the Oba now. So the point is, how can a people who had 31 Ogisos, obviously a lot of them will agree, but had 31 Ogisos that has reigned for a period of about 854 years. So they have undergone so much civilization. How old is Nigeria? Nigeria is about 60, Abi, or 60 something. We are talking about a country that has been existing, a recognized a country with a structured leadership for 854 years. Will now go to a village. If you have not been to Ife, if I'm in high school, Ife is still a village. I was in Ife last week. Ife, Idogbo developed Ife till date. Idogbo, I don't even say Idogbo Kwera Ogbene. Abi Ikwenio Rao say Ile Ife till date. So a people that has undergo, we are talking about Ile Ife of present. Ikwenio well, now we're not talking about 1,000 years ago, what Ife would have been like. So people who have been existing, who had a structured leadership for a period of 854 years, will now go to a people that does not understand what leadership is all about, to go and remove a foreigner or we want to rule over them. It's questionable. It's just like America has gotten their independence in 1776. Nigeria got theirs in 1960. Then at one point in time, there was a vacuum of leadership in the presidency of America. As civilized as America, they will now come to an uncivilized Nigeria to now pick a Nigerian to come and become a president over a structured, organized governmental system, democratically elected governmental system of the United States of America. For a Nigerian to govern, a Nigerian in my mind, we still do not know that our government do not know left and right. It's not even close in comparison to what Ife was to Benin at that time, but at least it's to an extent is moderate. So it's saying in real sense that American who have been civilized for about 200 years plus before us, Nigerians, got their independence in 1960. At one point in time when there was no leadership, when there was a leadership vacuum in America presidency, and they are now coming to Nigeria to come and pick, you understand? Will not come and pick, all right? Will not come and pick a president from Nigeria to govern. So will not come and pick a president to govern. It's almost the same thing. That is structured people. It's a common sense. I'm tabling the matter in the minds of logic, in the hands of logic. That a man nominated, that have had 31 kings. You know, they have had 31 kings that has reigned for a period of 854 years. That have reigned for a period of 854 years. We now go to Ife. At the time Benin went to Ife, Ife had no king. Oduduwa is the first king of Ife. And that was about the time the Benin went to Ife. So the people who have had king, had a structured monarch for a period of 854 years, will now go to a people that had no king. Izoduwa, I think I have to block you. You have been too insulting. And if you were giving facts, for you to now call Benin Kingdom as political, for what all the exploit Benin Kingdom has attained, then you must be very, very stupid to say that. I respect people's opinion a lot, but there's a level I can take people's opinion. Okay. So, Obatalas were priests. Retired Ashawo. Obatalas were priests. They were not kings. When I mean Ohen in Edo, Ohen. Obatalas are priests. They are not kings. The first king of Ife is Oduduwa. Not, they are trying to make you believe the whole of Obatalas were not king. These are falsification of history. Obatalas were not kings. The first king of Ife is Oduduwa. So at that time, Oduduwa, it's not Lebinu. So that's the point. Well, I blocked him. No, I blocked the retired Ashawo. I blocked them. I would have tolerated them if they were not insulting. I'm not. Have I insulted any of them since? I don't. I'm just saying that most of them, so, like I was saying, ladies and gentlemen, to a structured monarch goes. That's a question you could have also. That's a question you could have also asked Lamogun family is an extension of Laiso. The head, Bella Ese, listen very well. That's the same question you would have asked your Ogiamien people. If Ogiamien were also from Laiso family, why are they greeting Laire and not Laiso? Since they said that, what they have said is that the Obas of Benin. Now, let me educate you now, Bella. I thank God you raised this very fundamental question. So I need to educate you now more because you said you wanted to bring a point like this. Let me educate your mind now very well. Now, listen very well. If Oba is from Ogiso, why not greeting Laiso? Beautiful question. Who said the Obas never greeted Laiso? Eweka greeted Laiso. Wukwai greeted Laiso. Ehemiye greeted Laiso until Oba Ewuare the first. The greeting, Lamogun, if you don't know now, Bella I say, was the greeting of Igun people that now greet Laini. So the first 12 Obas of Benin greeted Laiso because Oba Ewuare the first, his princely name was Prince Ogun, and the family, Igun family, greeted the Igun family, Ekbenogitwe line now. Go and ask history because why Tebe you don't know. The original greeting of the Laini family was Lamogun. So it was Oba Ewuare the first that bought that greeting from the family and thereby obstructing the greeting of Laiso. So Lamogun is an extension of Laiso family. The Ohen Iso of Ubekun is the head, Kaibore Laiso, recognizes Lamogun as an extension of Laiso, but does not recognize Laire because the family of Laire is Eholonire, owns Laire family. Where Ogiamien came from, the Ogiamien family greets Laire, the same Laire of the Eholos are the 5 Edions before they are now Uzama. There were the 4 Edions or 5 Edions at that time. They are now Uzama family. So Ogiamien is an extension of Egbe Laire. Just like Lamogun is an extension of Egbe Laiso. So Eholonire, go and look at the greetings in Benin. Eholonire is the owner of Laire as a greeting. Ire is a deity in Benin. Do Mayanania. So Egbe Otweni Ogiamien Retwe Laire. So that shows that Ogiamien people came from Eholos family. We know that. You don't know that. So if the Ogiamien comes out and saying that they are the pure lineage of the Ogisos, why are they not greeting Laiso? Why is the Okaigbo of Laiso, which is Ohen Iso of Ugbekun? If you know Ugbekun Primary School, the building is opposite. Why are they not an extension? So Lister or Tasogwe, I take sides of story. If you call me tomorrow for me to I see, my platform is not the platform for insults. I'll soon block you because I don't insult. You have no right to come to anybody's platform to insult because their opinions differs. I have been to platforms where you people peddle your lies. I have never commented in any of your posts except when the Binazaka or whatever put my pictures and start saying all sort of things about me. I just tell him that if he is sure that the history he knows is correct. See, look at me very well. I don't have I am not unknown. I'm not a ghost. I don't run a ghost account on Facebook. Everybody knows my name as Imasuan Izoduwa. So you people that claims you know the truth, that whatever matter, that your history is true, but you guys are all running ghost accounts. You guys are the one insulting. You can't convince a sane mind. You can only convince your fellow uneducated, insane minds or insane minds with insults. You cannot convince a sane mind by insulting. You can only convince them by facts. So if you are bringing fact, bring facts. This thing should not be insult. This thing should be factual. I would have been expecting you would have been bringing question. I am not blocking people, Murphy. I'm only saying the truth. If you insult, you are insulting me or you are insulting the people. I know you dwell so much on insults. That is your 4 cardinal points of facts. But you dare. I know allow people to ask questions. No, you can ask questions. You are very free to ask questions. I remember a time you called me 20-something of December. I tried to educate you, but I didn't know your mind was already corrupted by your greed. You are free to ask questions, but do not insult on my platform. Because if you do, I block you. So, if you ask your questions, then I'll attend to it. Anyway, Yenia, Omomo we Yenia, we man, Avi, Ogen Avi feed away, Ewe Yavi Zagadabu. Yes, Joel Kutal, that's the point. You don't need to insult, just put your question and answer it. Someone asked, she didn't insult Bella Essie. I think she was going in insultive sense. She asked a very foundational question. He said, why is it that the Obas don't greet Ogiso, don't greet Laiso? And I said that they greeted Laiso, just that you don't know, you don't read, you don't know that the first 12 Obas of Benin actually greeted Laiso. Now, it was Oba Ewuare the first, who was Prince Ogun, who heard Egbe Laini, the family that greet Laini, go and do research. Their original greeting was Lamogun. So it was Oba Ewuare the first that birthed that greeting from them. So that means the first 12 Obas of Benin greeted Laiso. Now, the Ogiame family that claims that they are a direct extension of the Ogiso, they don't greet Laiso either. Instead, they greet Laire, and Laire is a greeting of Eholonire. Simple question. I have explained it in my video of the word Ogie. Amen. Don't forget, you people at all times quote Jacob Uwade at all times. And I've told you repeatedly that when you go to short history of Benin, you said Jacob Uwade did not acknowledge the existence of a Caladeran. That is the first lie that you guys say. And secondly, you also said that it was Oba Ewuare that started the Caladeran story with the book I Remain Your Obedient Servant, written 2004. And I said that is a child's play. Let me give you the chronology of the people who has written about a Caladeran long before Oba Ewuare ever said anything about a Caladeran being Oduduwa. The first person that talked about a Caladeran was the Jacob Uwade. Go to any versions of short history of Benin Kingdom, read page 2, page 3, page 4. Egarewa spelled it out of the existence of a Caladeran. Alright? Spelled it out of the existence of a Caladeran in page 2, page 3, page 4. Now, the first book Egarewa wrote was published in 1933, and it was called Eherevi Tendo. It was written in Benin language all through. And at the time he wrote that book, he mentioned a Caladeran. At that time, Oba Ewuare of blessed memory was born in 1921. So that means young Prince Solomon, who later became Oba Ewuare, was just 12 years old when Ewuare published the first known local Benin historian or historical work, and he mentioned a Caladeran. In the 80s, the late Admiral Oba Ewuare wrote a work called Oduduwa that was published in Lagos Weekend newspaper in the mid-70s, not 80s, sorry, mid-70s, and he mentioned a Caladeran. The likes of D.N. Oronsaye, the likes of Professor O.S.B. Omoyege, they all did a chronological work of the existence of a Kaladeran in the late 80s. So there were already prominent Benin historians that wrote about a Kaladeran before Oba Ewuare in 2004 when he wrote I Remain Thy Obedient Servant. And even before then, when you go to Erua community at Uhonde, that school was established in 1972. The name of the school is called A Kaladera Grammar School. That is before 2004. When you go to Usen, there's also a Kaladera Primary School that was also established in 1970. So, by literature, by context of preservation of history, the story of a Kaladeran was already in existence long before Oba Ewuare published his work, I Remain Thy Obedient Servant, in 2004. So it is only juvenile historians that come online to say that it was Oba Ewuare that accumulated the word a Kaladeran when people were already told the Kaladeran story while they were just children. You ask a question, Ogiamie, what is the genesis of Ogiamie? And I will answer. In the context of Jacob Uwade Arewa, because you guys love Jacob Uwade Arewa's book, but the only problem, sorry, a call came true. You people like quoting Jacob Uwade Arewa, but the only problem I have with you people is that, okay, 1920. Yeah, 1920. Okay, 1923. I thought, sorry. So many things. 1920. Okay, thought it was 1921. Now, you people quote Jacob Uwade Arewa out of context. But the only problem I have with you, while quoting Jacob Uwade Arewa, you will snap the page and show people the evidence of what Jacob Uwade Arewa wrote. Now, listen very attentively to this fact. Jacob Uwade Arewa, sorry, calls are just coming through. Jacob Uwade Arewa addressed, called Avian, called, what is the difference between them? I'm going to explain. Murphy face, why relax? Thank God you're online. Let me teach you a little bit. Let me tutorial you. Relax. I'm talking about Jacob Uwade Arewa now because you guys love quoting him and you are quoting him wrongly. In page 3 of Short History of Benin Kingdom, Jacob Uwade Arewa mentioned a called Ogiamie, Evian, and Okaiwo. Do you know what an Okaiwo means? An Okaiwo means a regent. So that means Jacob Uwade Arewa at no point in his historical narrations address or admit of the existence or the ownership claim of the throne by the Ogiamians. He referred to Ogiamians as Okaiwo, regents. A regent is a dai. Only actually a dai now Okaiwo. You hold it for someone who was Ogiamie, if you are holding it for common sense. Let's not go back. Let's not talk so much about it. It has a very foundational question which I like to address. You said, Ogiamie, what does Ogiamie mean? We don't understand. The Ogiamie is an abridged version of Ogie Loro Naga. In Arewa's book, he called it Ogienaga. The concept, the word, an abridged version of Ogeloronaga, which was now abridged as Ogiamie. Understand these things. Being that Evian was a Republican, he was trying to convince the general populace that kingship, monarchy, is a very difficult mode of leadership. Kingship or monarchy is a very difficult. Thank you, Enoge Collins Amadin. People should go through the Edo Kingdom family names and salutations. Then you will see that the Ogiame greet a Holos family's greeting. So that makes them an offshoot of a Holo. Okay, let me go ahead. Now, that word was a way for Evian to convince the people that kingship, monarchy is a very difficult thing to serve. So that shows he had a republican mind. But the only problem he had was that when Evian was old, he wanted to, the truth is this, he wanted the second son to be the next in line. Now, if the Evian said that they are Ogiso's lineage, listen to this fact, very germane. If the Ogiame says that, if the Evian says that they were from Ogi, they should have understood that there is a law instituted by Ogiso Oriagba called the law of primogeniture. The law of primogeniture simply states that the crown, the throne, is passed from the Ogiso to his first surviving son. Should in case he does not have any surviving son, it will be passed to the next of kin. So Evian had 3 sons. But why did Evian decided to pass what he thought was his to his second son instead of the first son? So these are fundamental questions that they must ask. Irebo was the second son of Evian. Evian had a first son, and it's called Olia. Yeah, Tony. And there was another son that even the guy defending them, he doesn't know. It's called Ubi. How Evian sacrificed Ubi. I don't want to give the misery of Ubi now. I will find a day on why Evian had to sacrifice his first son. His actual first son was actually Ubi. The second son was Olia. The third son was Irebo. So in context, at the time Ubi was already sacrificed because the throne, so that the throne will be moved from the real owners to them. They were defaulters. But anyway, other subsequent times I will knock them off. The Ogiame that they are talking is in the works of Jacob Ewuare. They call it Ogilogogbenaga. In the context that the monarch is more difficult to serve, instead, let's run a republican country. They want it to be a republican country. A republican country or a republican nation. So in context. They said that is the funniest. For the Benin people who are not too conversant with Benin lexicon, let me break it down for all of you. For some of us who are not aware, the word Utanta means long and straight. Aboriginally, the Evian was a blacksmith of Enyanugi. How many of you knows a quarter called Enyanugi in Boba Hill? So that means Evian migrated from Enyanugi to Utanta. Utanta was the original name for a street you now call Sokbomba. So because that street at that time of its creation was the longest and the straightest road in Benin Kingdom. Utanta. So now they are saying that Ogiame of Utanta. What does that tell you? That is Ogiame of a long and a straight street. So at best, what Ogiame attained in every part of the Benin history was an Ojonwe. One Ojonwe Ogba Ogbo. Utantan is the name of a street. Nakosokun, but the original word. I've already explained it. My video. What is the difference between Oba and Ogisho? Already, there's no difference. The first claim that the Ogiame was trying to bring was to say that the word Oba is a Yoruba word. And when I told them that Oba cannot be a Yoruba word, Oba is a pure Benin word. So Oba is a pure Benin word. It can't be a Yoruba word because in context we're going to look at it. The first Ogiso of Igodomigodo, his name was Obagodo. Nicknamed, his real name was Obagodo. Obagodo was from Udo. The father of Obagodo was Odudu. We have all those things archived. His father's name, he was a migrant from Udo. Onado stay a year, which was Ubeku. Wait, I'm going to explain what the meaning of Oba means. I'm coming there. I'm just trying to tell you that the word Oba has preceded the coming of Oromia. So the original word for the first Ogisho was called Ogisho Obagodo, nicknamed as Igodo. Because in context, Igodo does not have a meaning in Benin. It's a nickname. What has a meaning is Obagodo. In context, Oba in Benin has three contextual meaning. Benins have two colors. We, the real children of your game, have no link with. You see, these are people talking. How far they and left. We, the real children of Ogiame, have no link with the Ogi. So you see, these are the original Ogiame talking. Now, contextually, listen. People should listen attentively. There are only two colors, a bit three colors in Benin. Oba, Ofofwa, Okwiwi. These are three colors: red, white, and black. Awuponi ba. If you're saying the cloth, no, I'm sorry, calls are just coming through. If you say I'm coming. If you say Oba, okay, Oba is one of the two. So the word Oba is indigenized, whether as a red cloth, either as a difficult situation, even Oba, whether as a form of a light, shining light, Ubanaba. So understand this. In the contest, I did a video. I think everybody should see that video. Please. Everybody should see that video where I said the contest of Oba and Ogisho defined. It's a 17-minute video. I explained it that Ogisho and Oba means the same thing. Now, Ogisho is not a name. It's a conglomeration. It's a commutation of two words, Ogie and Isho. And I agreed. And I agreed with all sense of sincerity that Ogie means king in Benin and not Oba. I agreed in that video. I said Ogie means king in Benin and not Oba. That Ogie means king in Benin. Ogisho does not mean king in Benin. Ogie means king. Ogisho means an heavenly king, a divine king, something ethereal, a god king. And I also said by the context of how Eweka came, or Monobanedo, it came because at the time we had a vacuum of leadership for 17 years. Oh God. I'm sorry, calls are just coming through. And sorry for the calls are just coming through. Now, it came as a shining light and now Bari. Not the contextual, it's a celestial light. And I explained that because it's divinely orchestrated, I've been coming from the very long lines of the Ogisho as a child, and now he's not coming divinely orchestrated as a child to shine the light upon the Edo people, having not been a monarch for about 70 years. So, Anabe Tomona, Odo Banedo, Oba Ogisho, the same word. They are both God King, literally. A king from the sky is a celestial king, something divine. Oba, a divine light as well. Two different Benin words that means the same thing. So, Ogisho means Oba. Oba is a God king. Ogisho is a God king. Ogie is king. Edonaya Ekmita Oba Sogie. Ogie Esoba. That means they understand that Ogie is king, but Oba is a God king. So, if you are asking me, what does Oba means and what does Ogisho means? It means the same thing. Ogisho, king from the sky. That makes him a divine king. That makes him a God king. Then Oba, a celestial light upon the people, shining upon a king that's coming from the long lines of the Ogisho, and that also makes him a divine king, a God king. So I have, in that video, I addressed that from henceforth, Oba Benin should not be regarded as a king of Benin. He's a God king of Benin. Ogie is king. So all those Enigi, they are kings in their own right. Why the Oba Benin sits on the echelon of, makes it a God king. So we are constructing by facts, in real sense. So the God king is making. So if Murphy, you are asking me again, what is the difference between Oba and Ogisho? It means the same thing. They both means God King. I think you people should look for that video. It's a very interesting video. It's my latest video. I explained the 17 minutes. So Murphy, a question here. Let me ask you one simple question. Very simple one. Since you have been asking so many questions. Now, the most intelligent Ogiamian, the most intelligent Ogiamian amongst all of you, that is supporting that nonsense Arishko, is Tonin Ogiamian. Professor Tonin Ogiamian. In one of the Ogiamian trumpet newspaper, he was asked a question, a very simple question, that according to your Ekyokbaga treaty, that the Oba cannot marry from the Ogiamian family cannot marry from them. That's the one you use in deceiving people. But that's Ekyokbaga treaty number 3. Let me prove it wrong. We have already sent historical facts. So Omonoba Nedu. Oh, sorry that I spoke. Oh, okay. I'm not nonsense. Okay, no insult, Mr. Imasuan, understand. Now, he has insulted me back. But worry, I will forgive you, because I insulted first. Now, you are always insulting. It's a Benin word. I've explained that one before now. Kentino Anyanwu. In that publication, I'll make the publication available tomorrow. Go and get it from my page, the particular edition of the Ogiamian Trumpet, where Professor Tony Ogiamian was interviewed, where he said that the major reason that he's tall and huge is that he got the gene from Princess Igbinake, the daughter of Oba Adolo. And according to Ekyokbaga Treaty, according to their Ogiamian people, Ekyokbaga Treaty says that the Oba cannot marry from Ogiamian family, or Ogiamian family cannot marry from the Ogiamian family. But the Ogiamian of Oba Adolo married Oba Adolo's daughter called Princess Igbinake, which was asserted, that was in the year 1848, which was asserted by Professor Tonino Gamie. So that shows your Kyopa treaty is a ruse. It's a ruse. Next rated fool, we can't get anything there. They're all lies. Diamond Dominic, are you referring to me? If you are referring to me, let me block you now for insulting me. But if you are not referring to me, no wahala. So, that's the point. That's the point. That's the point. You are nonsense, Imasuan. I feel like blocking this person. Are we slaves of the Oba? No. No one. Once an Edo person, even in the times of Oriowe, again, I'm Oriowe, Edo. Benin City is a cosmopolitan. It was Benin City was a central hub of the vast empire. So they were bound to be other non-Benin people that were doing their businesses within the confines of Benin Kingdom. And I want to give you a very good example. The family of Ehanika. If you are heard of Chief Ehanika family, they came from Ika speaking part of the larger empire. Alright? Now, at that time, they had a swamp that was created by River Otegele and Omi. For some of us who know Ibiwe, there is if you watch the Oba Benin coronation when he was crossing a bridge, the bridge was to tell that there was two rivers. There were streams. So that those streams caused a very terrible swamp that almost wiped half of the population of Benin people because mosquitoes were breeding. So during the time of Oba Ewuare now called for an environmentalist, which is an Ika person. His name, the Beninese knew him as Osnosiezeka. So he was able to solve that environmental problem for the Benin people. So instead, the Oba of Benin gave him you ran it 7 times. If you are not a Benin speaking person, when you come into the Benin city, you become a freeborn. So he now became a freeborn. So that is the system of Benin were built on love and credibility. Was built on love and credibility. I can go ahead and give you a lot of examples. If you're saying that Oba of Benin enslaved anybody, who did he enslave? In what dimension of history was he enslaved? Say it, and let me counter you with proofs. So the relationship between the Edo people and the Benin and the Oba of Benin is a relationship of love. That is why, with all your propaganda, we are still loving the Oba of Benin even better and bigger than it was few years or few months ago before the entire propaganda started. That is not, if it was by fear, if the relationship of the Benin people with the Oba of Benin was by fear, Omadas are what? Okay, you asked that one. The Ojonwo Omada before this Ojonwo Omada is almost getting his PhD. Omada are not slaves of the Oba of Benin. They are at the lower chain of Ibiwe chief. And are you aware that most prominent chiefs in Benin were one time an Omada? Omadas were not slaves. If anybody told you that Omadas are slaves in Benin, then you are wrong, because most of the Omadas are freeborn. Asoro no Honko Nedo was an Omada. Okwae, this popular Okwae, Obanihwen, that gave birth to Obanihwen Yedu, was also an Omada. We have prominent chiefs in the palace of the Oba of Benin that are Omada. So, how are Omada slaves to the Oba of Benin? They are as educated. Most of them are more educated than you, definitely. The last Odionwo mother before this Odionwo is almost a PhD holder. You understand? So it's almost a PhD holder. So free bonds are free bonds. For you to know how Benin's revile a fellow Benin, Anna Yakbitabe, Bori Doba, Anna Betomo vient here. There's a parable like that. You don't see Benin slaves. We don't see, no. In a modern context, Father Shewai Walewa, everybody's are freeborns, no doubt about it. He's trying to raise some fallacious statements. Are you heard the mother where? No Umada, we are castrated. Okay, I see where you Murphy face though. You have come to a wrong place. I'm going to lecture you. Umadas, we are never castrated. But I will tell you the people that were castrated. Okay, I will tell you the people that were castrated. We had eunuchs. They were called eunuchs. We had eunuchs in the palace. And those eunuchs were not Umada. Enedotia, Igia. And Igia, Edotia, Ida. Do you understand? So, I bitabe do omano rwaigia I home. So after the Ida people were captured during the Benin Ida War. All right, the Obas requested for the finest young men of the Ida extract, not Benin extract, to be castrated as eunuchs, so as to match watchtower as the Udwenrie. So the Benins never castrated any Benins, and these people were not called Umada. They were called Igia. What is now called eunuchs. They were from Ida. Murphy, ask more question. The castrated people in the palace are not Umada. They are not scepter bearers. They are called Igia. They were Ida people. Itan of Edo, Omano Rwaigia, I because they were the finest breed of the Ida people. Ida is in Kogi State. They were being castrated and brought to the services of the Oba Benin because they were vassalage of the mighty Benin Empire. So not Umada. Umadas are scepter bearers. You know, when we school we graduate, a lot of them are chiefs in the past. So Umadas are not, at no time they will be castrated. But if you are saying that if they were castrated, do you know that the Ida were aboriginally? Oh, no. The Ida could have been aboriginally Igodomigodo people. In the context of the origin of the Edo people, Idas were not. What you could have said that the Godomigodo people were the aboriginal Ida, because at this point in history, Edo is Shagun, Adova Edo Ye. So, your Ida people at no point in history were Aboriginal Godomigodo people. So, you are now an Ida man. No wonder you are misbehaving recently. So, the fallacy of Umadas were being castrated, no? These people were being naked until Bakeswan II changed it. If they were being castrated, there would have been a picture of a castrated Umada. Why not show a pictorial evidence of a castrated Umada? In real sense, it was Igian. Yes. Yes, it was Onye. I come from a village called Igbehwe. Imagbokwe Gyoba, the do. The Okwe means parrot feathers. Igonkwe. Igonkwe, Mawagbe, Igonkwe. Why do you have? I have never. Why do you add Ida to Great Benin? No. I am the coordinator general of Association of Great Benin Descendants. And there is no list except you have dotted it that either people were added as Great Benin descendants. They are not. Check. I can give you the 52 ethnic nationalities that we as an association recognized. And either people was not part of it. So, Oba Ewuare. No, that's not true. That is the migration theory that was propagated by Jacob Oba Ewuare, who believed in the Hamitic hypothesis propounded by Percy Amory Talbot, who was a British sort of a supremacist that believed. So the mentor of Jacob Oba Ewuare, was a British supremacist that believed in a hypothesis that was envied. I'm so sorry, cause are just coming up. Because Benin had a civilization that was envied by her. Then I said, there's no way black people can be decivilized. They have to come from white people, because to them they thought that the Egyptians were white people. The original Egyptians were also black. Then I said, all that is Benin has to come from Egypt, because there's no way this black skin, supremacists could have been able to build that incredible empire. So they had to come from Egypt. So it was based on the deceptive historical narration of Percy Amory Talbot that told on Jacob Oba Ewuare to try and link the civilization of the Edo people or Benin people to Egypt. And in real sense, Egypt. We did not migrate from anywhere. I am a scientist. I am a very good one at that. In one of the principles of evolution, we believe that evolution happened in different phases, either the same or at different time on the surface of the earth. If evolution occurred in Canada, it also occurred in Edo land. If it occurred in Egypt, it also occurred in Edo land. Kete menos aloba Egyptians, ye oti Egypt, rewa be yedo yotedo. So there are no much basis of comparisons about histories or who the Ogiamians are. The Ogiamians family, sorry, not all of them. We have the good ones. I think Ogiame Izoduwa has been very explicit in trying to tell the narration of the history. The Ogiame, unfortunately, the Ogiame of Oba Ewuare II, his name, I'll bring, oh God. Now one man, I fucked me up. I don't know whether I go collect bribe from the Ogiame people. I already did a documentary of about 2 hours where I addressed with facts all these people. Where I address all the facts about all these people. Alright? Where I address this. The Ogiame of Oba Ewuare II was Chief Edo. His first son, either first son, second son, his name was Obaze. The document we have it, we dug it from where I don't want to mention it. I ain't having to get mentioned. Eh? When the push comes to push. Even the powers doesn't even know we have that document. I will put it out. I showed it to my brother Izoduwa. I showed it to him. We have a document where the Chief Edo of Ogiame wrote explicitly that his allegiance is to the Oba of Benin, that Ogiame. We have the document as at the time that when the push comes to shove. We are not on for propagandas. If you see me when I've been relating to all the questions that they have been asking, I've not been stammering to answer these questions. I just flow with it. Because in real sense, I know some of these things, their minds have been so entangled with structured fallacy. So, and being equipped with the truth, it's a natural flow when I Oduduwa is from Benin. We have answered that. Oduduwa is a Caladeran. My name is Izoduwa. Till date, Oduduwa does not have a meaning. My brother has sealed it. These are the real Ogiami Edowa. I am from Edo, sir. We are chiefs of the Oba Benin Kingdom. It just said, see, Oduduwa, ask a Yoruba man, pick your call and call a Yoruba man. If it's online listening, ask him a very fundamental question. The fundamental question is, what does Oduduwa means in Yoruba land? It doesn't have a meaning, but it has a meaning in Edo. Oduduwa meaning. At least if it was not in the real concept. Igwatore. I don't even know that Ogiami Edo was aware of this. The chief Edo that pledged his total allegiance. I have the letter. Oba Ewuare, as I went to unveil it, I had the letter he wrote, dated August 11, 1936. Not Benge Omora Kenzwa pledging his allegiance to Oba Kenzwa that he is a chief of the Oba Kenzwa. His son was Obaze. He be Obaze, not Ogiamioze, Obaze. And his name was Edo. Sorry. So, these are facts. Tell us who the Benin. Everybody knows that. The major reason you don't see a Benin man as a slave in Haiti, in any of those Caribbean countries, in Haiti, in any of those Caribbean countries, that Edo never show themselves as slaves. That's why you don't see any Edo man in Haiti, just like the way you see Igbo. You don't see a Benin slave anywhere. Mama can't be ma. It is not in modern times. That is what Oba Benin cut off the other day through prostitution. And so it's because of that now these prostitutes are now the ones sponsoring all these people to label, to try to upturn the history. Because at the time when there was slave trading, if you don't see an Edo slave. If you see this one coming from America saying that he traces his ancestry to Yoruba, this one coming saying traces his ancestry to Igbos, this one saying traces his ancestry to this. Have you ever seen anyone tracing his ancestry to Benin? That's Amalek and Mayaki Bima. Amalek and Mayaki Bima slaves. So those we subjugated, it is called imperialism. It's called, who do the Benin sold into slavery? Those that we conquered. It is called imperialism. If our neighbors had also conquered us, they would have also sold us as slaves. Yes, I'm not happy about it. It is one of the dark part of the history. And it was not even, Oba never engaged in slave trading. It was more of the chiefs. I don't know, doba ona of here. It's a parable in Benin. Do my and I will get doba ona of here. That means, what doesn't the Oba have that he want access slave? So Oba of Benin never engaged in slave trading. It was a ham Oba. So if you said who did the Benin sold for slaves, your good is as guess as mine. The people the Benins. The black American trace their history to Benin early this year. Possibly. Yes. I read about the story of Portuguese. When some of the Portuguese slave merchants were going in selling people as slaves. Alright? Because there were language barrier and as well as authority. They needed some of these slaves that were being carried out from this part of the world, when most of them were not subservient to the white people. So they needed some of the Benin people to put them in checks. So some of the Benin people did not leave as slaves. There were very few, but they left as more of like a coordinator of the slave trading. And some of them were some are in Brazil, and some from Brazil got to America. But Edoma here being now we doba on a movie here. That parable when it efo no do. Yes, my brother would call it spoils of war. It is in simple terms imperialism. Let me not mention a lot of them. I know they are the one sponsoring you. But in reality, we sold them as slaves because we're more powerful. No wonder they hate us. We understand. An Igbo historian chatted me up last week, and he was saying that, are you proud that your ancestors sold my ancestors as slaves? I said, I'm sorry. When Aru and Vagagbina, Okpa must lose. Aru and Vagagbina, Okpa must lose. So I had an imperial ancestors who never lost war to any of his neighboring countries or communities. I am sorry. It was not my fault. I did not do that. I did not say that your ancestors should be lazy, should not be warrior-like as my ancestors. So I cannot be held. Bella Essie, if you ever show me a place where the Oba of Benin said it came from Ile-Ife, that Oba Benin said that it came from Ile-Ife. I know you want to point to the coronation speech, October 20th, 2016, where the Oba said that he's a direct descendant of Oromiyan. But you only I know what you guys did in that video. You just cut that part and put it into the public, but you didn't finish it. Oba furtherly said that Oromiyan was a son to Oduduwa, who the Benins of that era knew as a Kaladeran. So the point is this: it doesn't matter whether Oromiyan came from Ife or not, but what matters is where did Oromiyan's father or grandfather came from. That is what the Yorubas are not trying to tell you. They are trying to feel that the connection between the Benins and the Ife is Oromiyan. No. Capital rejectameta. The connection between Ife and Benin is Oduduwa and not Oromiyan. Oromiyan is only a product of the connection that was there between the Benins and Ife. And who is Oduduwa? Till date, Yoruba here. They all agree, all Yoruba historians agreed that Oduduwa is a foreigner in Yoruba land. When you come to a place and meet aboriginals, you are no longer an aborigine of that place. Oduduwa came to meet people. It took 16 years before Oduduwa was able to master the Yoruba language. There are 16, no, sorry, not 16. There are 31 communities that makes up Ile-Ife. None of the community from the Taniake Toure have been able to come out publicly to claim that Oduduwa came from any of these 31 communities that makes Ile-Ife. I don't want to unveil some of the facts we are going to use in hammering Yoruba in next week's Saturday press conference. But let me leave you people with this. August 26, 1990. August 26, 1990. The Oni before this Oni. Make una no verse. Call came through. Let me knock this as my summary. Yeah, Wariona Mologbe. You can go and look for that magazine if I am lying. That's why I'm giving you the actual date. On the very day of our press conference, we are going to put it on the camera so that the camera can see. It is The name of the magazine is called Lagos Weekend Newspaper, dated August 26, 1990. 1990. August 26, 1990. 1990. August 26, 1990. Saudi Arabia. He's from Saudi Arabia. Why is he not a Muslim? All Onis of Ife are not Muslims. So Oduduwa is not a Muslim. He's a traditionalist. And Benin's are traditionalists. So how can it be a Mecca? A research was done, was carried. They went to trace Lamorudu in Mecca. And there was no such record of Lamorudu ever having a song called Oduduwa. Anyway. Let me quickly knock this. Olojo Festival. For some of you who do not know what Olojo Festival is, I will explain. Olojo Festival is also like Agwe. It is a festival of seclusion. Every Oni must be secluded from every populace, I think for 7 days. At that time, they are pure. Their mind is clean. So whatever they utter is truth. So the day Oni Izoduwa, that write it, thank you my sister, 26th of August 1990. Go and look for the name of that magazine. It's called Lagos Weekend Newspaper. We have it. We'll publish it during our press conference next week Saturday. Full video and the previous one. Now we're going to publish it so that the people can see. Oni Izoduwa, they said, and I quote, he said, the founders of Ife. Oh, I'm sorry. Calls are coming through and it's disturbing my. He said the founders of Ife made it mandatory that when the Oni is to visit the Oba of Benin, he must kill 7 black cows. The Yorubas will not say this. And when the Oba of Benin is on a traditional visit to Ife, Oni must kill 2 black cows. Thank God I was in Ife last year when the Oba visited. Oni killed 2 black cows. Now, the question you must ask is that he said the founders of Ife made it compulsory that when the Oni is to visit the Oba of Benin, he must, not the Oba now, not the Oba of Benin, killing cows to receive the Oni. So the Oni must sacrifice 7 black cows. And when the Oba himself is to visit the Oni on the traditional, the Oni himself must also sacrifice 2 black cows. What does that tell you? That means the founders of Ife understand, prioritize Benin more than Ife. That is why they say kill 7 black cows when you go to Benin, kill 2 black cows when it's coming to Benin. So the question is, who are the founders of Ife? Who left that message to every Oni of Ife that it must be mandatory? I am not the one saying this. August 26, 1990, it was published. It was what Oni Izoduwa told the journalist. Unknowingly, he confessed. So who are these founders of Ife? I'm sure that a lot of persons are shocked. But anyway, if you spend 10 hours, any of you that are supporting Ogami, if you spend 10 hours with me, I would have been able to purge your brain with the lies they have fed you, then put the truth. Yes, you did. A time will come, they will start telling us that the Adanebe is also Yoruba Nagetan. That one is a simple thing, why? Oh, why? Oh, why? It has cooled down. Does that one have anything? No. What is it doing in Ife? Didn't the Oba Benin visit Sultan of Sokoto? Didn't the Oba visit the Oba Ewuare? Let me historically remind you, because at that time when it happened, I might be one boom. You understand? I might be one boom. Now, understand this clearly. In 1980, shortly after Oba Ewuare was coronated in 1979, he went on a thank you coronation visitation. At that time, Nigeria was 18 states. We are now 36 states. It was 18 states. All right? 5th of November, he visited Ife. So the trip took him from 1st of November, from 30th of October to 1st of December. The trip took him 1 month. He was on the road constantly, where he visited every state, their monarchs, their governmental head. It is done. Akenswa also did the same. So it was not only the Ooni of Ife was visited on the 5th of November. On the 9th of November 1980, Alaafin of Oyo was visited. On the 15th of November 1980, the Sultan of Sokoto was visited. So every first-class kings were all visited, and not just only the Ooni of Ife. So the first king, Oba of Benin, the president of Oba of Benin visited was not Ooni of Ife, it was Sultan of Sokoto. Bamadereya. They visited Ooni of Ife, then obviously he went to see his son, Oba Ewuare, who said categorically that welcome home Papa, that Wari is an extension of Benin Kingdom. Everybody knows that story. So, just like the way Benin gave a king to civilize the Shekiri people of Wari, that's the same thing we did to Ife. We gave them our son Ikalade and that civilized them. The Wari people agrees to that. They don't deny it. So other ethnic groups that beckons their root to Benin ancestry agrees to the founding of Benin princes like Onitsha. Go to Ikwere, we have been to those places and we can assert these claims explicitly. I went to February 1st to February 2nd. I was in Ghana, I was in Accra, where the Gamanche, the overall king of Accra, had to assert that they came from Obeni, which is Benin. So we have the videos well documented. So of all ancestries, those people that traces their ancestries to Benin, it's only the Ife people that have been ungrateful. And with the press conference next week, we are going to tell them how ungrateful they are. That say, if not the Kalade or Izoduwa, Yoruba would have been worse off than worse off than the worst tribe in Nigeria, the most uncivilized tribe in Nigeria. But we must let them know I will give them our son that civilized them, yet they want to tell. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I want to deeply appreciate all of you for the time spent here. I'm grateful for listening. I didn't know I was going to spend this long at all. I spent about 3 hours talking. I spent 3 hours talking. We'll continually be unmasking their lies. And I look forward to a day when any of these people will do a live broadcast, face to face, anywhere in Nigeria. Since I never, when God blesses me, I most likely will do a European tour 2020 next year. Most likely I want to do a European tour so that I can bring the Benin history in the real sense to all of you. But before then, that you choose any place in Nigeria, na Sayegbonu, na Toha, na Sayegbonu, na Toha. Understand? So, what I will say, let me quickly address that one. The word Benin is not from Ile Ibinu. If that's what you want to ask, those are childish questions. We have addressed this severally. The word Benin is not from Ile Ibinu. The word Benin is from a word called Ubini. And Ubini was already in existence even before Igodomigodo. Ubini means a place of heavenly pageantry. Ubini no Kbewo. Ubini was a name that the two remaining sons of Paidu named this land, Afa and Emehi. Go to Mission Road, you still see the houses of Efa and Emehi. My brother, that day I'm going to I'm going to mess you up. You will no longer be having the leverage. Murphy, I'm talking to you. You no longer be having the leverage of lying to the public. After messing you up with facts, after messing you up with facts, so that people didn't say I'm rascal. They can mess you up with facts. They will just started sanding you for being on more than. You understand? Is my he mess you up with fact, boy by. So that's my wish for you, my brother. I'm going to mess you up with fact. I'm telling you. After messing you up with fact, so that people should know that you are inferior in all standards to what I am and what I will ever be. So the other day you chatted me up, you saying you are coming to Benin, you want to come and become the Ogiso. Ogiso one, Adedo. We are there now. So your noise ends and stops on Facebook. All those people supporting you, they all end on Facebook. I'm not a ghost. I'm not a ghost. Also make yourself available. How can the aborigines of the land, how can the aborigines of the land, why are they running? Then we that are strangers, we are not the one holding sway. Why are you guys running? I risk of while here. When all there do, you understand? After messing up with facts. Anyway, night 11 you know, a time will come. A time will come. The reason you've been able to lie to people and succeeded. The reason you have been able to lie, calls are coming through, I'm sorry. The reason you have been able to lie and succeeded is because there have not been Benin people who has tried, make frantic effort to take the history to the people. By God's grace and by the power of our ancestors, I'll come to all these places where you have lied, where you have denigrated the Benin name, and we'll start to find a way to fix it. They're going to come. By 2020, we're going to come. We're going to be having seminars, we're going to be having symposiums with our Edo people, interactive, where we can exchange ideas. Let people who is thinking towards this direction, let them bring those thoughts. Let's bring facts and compare with facts, with backings of books that have been written, oral documentaries. My brother, first and foremost, I want to thank all of you for coming. I never thought it was going to be this exciting. I never thought I could talk on for this long and still have a lot of energy to keep talking. So when people ask me, am I being paid to do this job? My God and my ancestors genuinely see my heart. I cannot be paid to defend my own father now. I shouldn't be paid to defend my own land. I shouldn't be paid to defend my history. Abidia, abe ebehimi, awurugbusi, awasoro, abe mota, abe den, abe lesalobi, awokwae, abe zuku. I can go over to Gyoduma, abe care. On and on and on. A mokbolo, a nekirigidi, who is that man again? A mokbaogbe, who paid them to defend Benin history? Who paid them? Niya honko, niya na myoto, abi yasek benede, ezomo agba, ezomo, what's it ezomo in the popular ezomo, yasek benede, yaso ode. amongst several. Then Olia Awoma, one of the most distinguished Olia Noyadi Ovima, Noyadi Ovima Kifere, amongst others, who pay them to defend the history of their land. So, I am not being paid. The palace have never given Imasuan Izoduwa 1 naira, and Imasuan Izoduwa does not intend to collect 1 naira from the palace, because the palace is our home, is our house. Akbegiegwa, it do tie. Imi yanosaya wewe, uya aya ganoba, oba awanoba ganima. So your noni me that I'm coming live to speak well of the history of my king. I'm your barman or bedo. Sorry, cause are still coming. I'm your barman or bedo. So ki make I will give me ma go back to for me. I don't need to be paid to do my duty as a proud. They are actually saying that I'm being paid. We know who is being paid. I only pay me with donation with WhatsApp group here. Pay my show. We know the deck. We make it time where now. No level. No level for that. Me I go with wire, my brother. Say make palace. I have heard people say palace will be replying these miscreants, these nincompoops, these wannabes. How would the palace have not attended to issues of most importance? I know now we did together. My brother is okay. We're gonna. I will buy our walking my brother together. I've been now. But okay, Muffini, me worry you do. After messing you up historically, after messing you up with fat, you are the bally loom. Yeah, boy. When you boy, my brother. After mess you up with fat, so that people should not say, hey, now because you not get what you want to say. After I don't mess you up, say you don't stammer, say you don't know what to talk again. You back boy. You are aware, my brother. Anyway, why I was say, many tidy say, Osayi Mabo, Kenikao, Echomba, Echinikao, Echu Sanudazi, Mayaro, Maya. Sinusegedo and lewa we do tamuwa we do bonwa that egye iwie gon lue iwie do so ne mine gbia do ya do amu ye do boto baget de bayan. We know that there are some ethnic groups that are sworn to rape us, to completely label us bad because of what our ancestors did to their lazy ancestors. So we do not hold them any apology for that. So if they are not using those ancient rivalry to now sponsor some miscreants to label your own king bad and you are supporting them, that makes you a bigger fool. Ovigbo, or the Origo no do no zwa. Do ya ba misike egwa and if you do and una your born do day by that makes you a bigger fool when not day by any. What's when I day by we are doing I have a Rovi king of here. Have you seen these people insult their king? Even if they don't have kings. Yeah, king, the only king they have is even Obima. Obi of furniture, our son. Only in we are doing no. So, but the Igbos and other ethnic units, that is Izoduwa sponsoring Benin people to label their own king, and they are assuaging to such abomination, and you are supporting them. That makes you a bigger fool. That makes you a bigger fool. Anyway, if you do my hair, but I'm going to take the truth to the people. It's doable. I'm going to take the truth to the people. But anyway, I want to thank all of you. For some of you who wanted to contact me, my Facebook page is very simple. Imasuan Izoduwa. Or any name of Facebook. Imasuan Izoduwa. Imasuan Izoduwa. If you want to reach me on my from 95% my battery is 15% low battery. My phone number, if you want to reach me because you wanted us to talk, is 08136722162. And I didn't want to say this, but I think I should say this. I tell people that whatever history that I do it because it's my hobby. It's what I love doing, and I'm very happy about that I'm actually doing it. But my job in Unaniari, I do CFO for lands. You don't have to be afraid. The only thing that can actually secure your land in Edo State is actually CFO. It's cheaper now. I survey lands. I'm generally into lands. Alright? I'm generally into lands. So you want to survey your lands, you want to get CFO so that you can secure your land from all these Madan or Baido, newborn CDHM. If you want to secure them legally, that is what we call certificate of occupancy. Reach out to me. That's my job. So this is not my job, this is my hobby. It's what I love doing. No sanu does even then while doing this job freely, I still have my Imunobo, which is if you want to secure your properties, just reach me. You know, someone should type it out. Or sounds good, you can help me type it out. Yes, certificate of occupancy. That's what I'm into. It's 081 36 722 162. I'm going to call it again. 081 36 722 162. So 081 36 722 162. So you don't have to be afraid that with CFO you can be able to secure your property in Edo State. So that's the only thing that can secure your property, and it's no longer that too expensive. It's no longer that too expensive anymore, and you can always do that. So I thank all of you for being very patient with me, and you all should expect the press conference. Make it viral. Cause my new boy with the press conference. Make it viral. Make the press conference viral, and from time to time you're going to be seeing advertorials for the press conference. And together we're just going to make Great Benin great again. I want to thank all of you. I want to thank Kinuwariria ye Bomo Sanu Dazi ve Dagunwaya Etiomba Etenika Keko Sanu Dazi no yi maya bo na ya do me maya de do so when get to the peak where we can be able to contribute our quota to the development of Benin Kingdom. The cash code, go to my page now. The flyer is already there. The date 16th of September. Sorry, next week Saturday, 16th of November. Time is 11 a.m. Back of Palace. Why are they so that never vun na magara na vun na make na. Why are we say? And always remember, Oba of Benin. Hey Eric Osifo, my guy. Oba of Benin is the greatest king on planet Earth. Whatever anybody say does not change the fact that the Oba of Benin is the greatest king on planet Earth. I believe so. You should believe so. And together, together, waya wese. I'm rounding up now. Please, I have to go now. I'm so hungry. I am so tired. God bless all of you for listening. God bless all of you for continuing to be a supporter of my of my group. Don't forget my association name is Association of Great Benin Descendant. And also don't forget that I'm not the owner of this page. Our brother Nathaniel Akenuwa. Nathaniel, you should Agwa, I'll call you bros because you and I should have a plan. We should be able to take Benin history to people in Europe, and I think you can be able to help me. You've been supporting me for about 3 years now. I think you and I should be able to do something so that we can bring the Benin history to our people, so that we can have a forum, a seminar where we all can sit down and discuss and exchange ideas on what we can do to restore the lost glory of the Edo people. So why I always say Oba Ewuare, he said Oba Ewuare, he said Adomo. I'll see you guys. I don't know when I'll see you guys, but I'll see you guys when I'll see you guys. Why I always say bye bye. Cheers, bye.